Okay, so now we also looked at y equals to mx plus c, how to find gradient and what is the y-intercept. Okay, so going back to the equation, y equals to mx plus c, y and x are coordinate points, m is the gradient, so it can be any number depending on what the gradient is, and c is the y-intercept. Now in a graph, okay, let's say I have this graph, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Y-intercept is where the graph cuts the y-axis. So whatever value is this, let's say this is 3, that means the y-intercept is 3. Okay? So where it cuts the y-axis, that is the y-intercept. That is the C. Now then I have a graph and I want to find the gradient. Very simple. I make a triangle. How big or how small doesn't matter. Let's say I want this big. Don't draw too small. Easier if big. Okay? Then, so from this point to this point. So this point will have a coordinate, let's say 1, 3. Okay? This point will have a coordinate, let's say 6, 7. Okay? Now how to find gradient? I take the difference in the y. Okay, difference in the y is, this means this difference. Difference is the change in y. 7 to 3 is 4. The change in x is from 1 to 6, so 5. Okay, so to find gradient, I just take 4 divide 5. So my gradient is the change or the difference in y divided by the difference in x, which is 4 over 5. Okay? Now, another way to do it, formula. Sometimes we want to use formula. So how? Very simple. Okay? This is 1 point, this is 1 point. It's actually this. Now, you're basically doing this. But if you want to see it in terms of formula, right? Now, this is one x value and one y value. This is another x value, another y value. Correct? So let's say x1, y1, x2, y2 for point 1 and point 2. So to find gradient, I take 7 minus 3, correct? This is the difference. So I'm taking y2 minus y1. Okay? Divided by 5. 5 is 6 minus 1. Correct? So 6x2 minus x1. 6 minus 1. So the x value of this minus the x value of this. And remember, it's always y first. Y at the top, x at the bottom, because it's the difference in y divided by the difference in x. So in this case, y2 is 7, y1 is 3. Divided by x2 is 6, x1 is 1. So 6 minus 1. So 7 minus 3, 4, 6 minus 1, 5. Same thing, 4 over 5, 4 over 5. Okay, so this is how I look for my gradient, and this is how I look for my this is how I look for my intercept, and this is y-intercept, and this is how I calculate my gradient. Okay, that's all. Please do your homework, and if you don't know anything, please ask me when we have our next lesson. Okay.